Alright, the first maiden voyage of the 94 Ranger, and she shakes. The front calipers are completely locked up, so whenever I apply the brakes, it absolutely comes to a stop, and we'll barely get going again. I'm pretty sure the front tires are coming apart, but other than that, we're good to go. It's shaking so bad. Alright, she's still trucking along. We got an intense brake pad smell from the calipers being locked up, but they have unfroze from the heat, probably. And everything's fine. Don't worry about that check engine light or check oil light. Everything's good to go. It's all good. Everything's fine. We got this. We're gonna make it 100 miles. And there we go. The Ranger has a camper shell now. Isn't that awesome? Yep. Camper shell. Perfect mechanic rig. Drove 120 miles. Got like 30 miles to the gallon. And the only thing was the front caliper's overheated. It needs a clutch fan. The heater core is bypassed. The AC doesn't work. But other than that, it worked perfectly fine. And it was good to go. So yeah. Let's do it. I got some seats I'm going to put in it from a newer style. I'm going to put a radio in it. I'm going to put a sub in it. And probably better battery connections, because those seem a little rough. And I think I'm going to paint it to match the camper shell, because I like that color better than this color. So yeah, it's coming together. Yo, you guys ain't going to believe this. I'm working on getting this down. I was just ripping it down because all the plastic clips are trash anyway. There was a bunch of stuff that fell apparently from the glove compartment into that. And look at that. Freaking money, baby. This truck's paying for itself, dude. What? Let's go. I don't know what any of this other crap is. Come on, give me another 100. Jeez. United States Easy Find. Yo, is this a map? Oh, that's sick. Anyway, just wanted to show that. That's pretty neat. I'm scared to dig into any of this other stuff. Yep, that's a check. Alright, I don't need that. But yo, money! Let's go. Alright. Heater core out. It's got a little bit of corrosion on the bottom. Definitely looks like it was leaking some. So, there you go. It's all bent up and stuff. Really easy to get to. It's just 4 bolts. And then you slide that little bad boy out and it just sticks right up in there. Real easy on these Rangers. A lot easier on this Ranger than my F-150 over there, where you got to take the whole frickin' dash loose. Ah, crap. I'm recording in vertical. Oh well. Alright. We got 2 things to do. We got to put some ATF Mercron 5 in here, because the transmission sounds like a supercharger and everybody's like waving at me and wanting me to do burnouts, and I can't do that. We got to put front calipers on it because they're smoked, but I don't have those yet. We got to put a clutch fan on it because that's smoked, but I don't have that yet. But we can flush out the coolant while I'm doing that. And apparently there's an anti-slosh thing in the head unit of this, the cluster, that sometimes fools with the gas gauge, because I know my cinder is good. And the only thing left is that anti-slosh module and the gauge itself. But everything else works on the gauge. So we're going to dump some ATF down in here. Apparently it only calls for like 2.8 quarts. I don't know how much is in it. We're going to put a little bit in it because I'm sure it's empty. And then flush the coolant. Alright. We got the old stock radio out. And we got the new cheap, extremely cheap Jensen radio in. This was like $25. And I am just using it because it shipped really fast and I gotta have a radio. I'll probably get another one and then use this as a spare, but that's okay. Because for right now, we'll use this one. And I have a nail in here because I don't feel like actually fastening it. So, nail, it's not gonna flop out. Boom, there you go. Now, we got a heater core. And the heater core is like 4 bolts up under there. And just pops right out. You don't have to take the dash out or anything. It's really awesome. Then we'll have heat. Then we got to work on AC. Clutch fan is coming today also. And the calipers still aren't here. But after all that, oh, and I got to tape up the gas. The what is it called? The fuel tube. The freaking, yeah, that thing. I got to tape that up because it's got a leak in it somewhere. It's a small one, so I'm gonna just wrap tape around it. I think it'll be fine. I got another one, but I'd have to go get it. So yeah, a headliner. One day I want to do something about the headliner, but it's not necessary. Look at that dirt dauber nest. That's pretty cool. And we got a light right here. That's old school, baby. It's all burnt out. Alright, well, we got the heater core hooked back up to the heater core line instead of being bypassed with a piece of pipe. And right now I'm waiting for it to warm up and get some heat. Sounds like my alternator bearing is going out. That's fine. This thing has almost 200,000 miles on it. I know you're asking me, why would you want that? Oh, I think I can already feel a little bit of heat. Heck yeah. Sweet, that means it's working, I think. We'll just have to wait for it to get a good bit. It's not coming out of this end. Oh, because it's shut. There we go. That makes sense. Now we have defrost and everything too, so that's good. Alright, I'll let that warm up and be good to go. Alright, time for the last major thing to be done to the Ranger. I bypassed the anti-slosh module. That was definitely bad, but also still not getting a signal. So I'm thinking it's in the fuel pump, even though I put a sending unit in it. I'm assuming that it's probably bad from the factory. Now, calipers, front calipers. And then this thing will be good to go and ready to drive and be my work truck. So yeah, that's that. All right, now we're just gonna let that gravity bleed a little bit. So a lot of people get defeated when they're trying to gravity bleed, and I feel like a bunch of people actually don't explain it. You don't just like put a caliper on and then open the port. That's not how gravity bleeding works. It won't do anything that way because it's got too much air in the line to oppose it. So what you do is you seal it, you pump up your brakes first, then you come down here and open it up. And you'll get little dribbles and bubbles. And it'll just slowly come out. And another thing, make sure you always have your bleeder on the top, because you can, on some calipers, have them in reverse, on most calipers actually. And when they're reversed, this bleeder will be on the bottom and it will not bleed properly. Alright, I've got some interesting stuff going on with the Ranger, trying to figure out why it's not getting a fuel hand reading. And I know the sender in it is new because I had to put a fuel pump in it when I first got it because it was rusted all the heck. I got the gauge out and that was fun. For anyone wondering, on a 94 and prior, you still have a cable, a speedometer cable. So it's just, there's like a tab. I think, yeah, it's a little broke off, but you press down on it like that, and it's supposed to come loose, which is how you get the actual cluster off, because it snaps on like that. There is a module that pops in right here. It's called the anti-slosh module. That is back here, and that has the ground reference voltage for the fuel hand that goes through this. Now, this is extremely brown right here, and this transistor is absolutely loose and just disconnected totally. See, it just popped off. I'm not supposed to do that. So, to bypass it, what you want to do is you want to jump these together and then completely block these off, and it will be bypassed. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to see if it'll fix it.